People say a mother always knows, but in 1981, one mother learned the truth in a way no human should. Her triplets, 3 identical boys, vanished from their own backyard without a sound. Police said they'd been taken. Neighbors whispered about a stranger. But the mother swore she heard 3 knocks on their bedroom door every night for months. 30 years later, while visiting a small-town roadside diner, she froze. Because a man walked past her window? And she recognized something no one else in the world could. Not his face. Not his voice. But the way he tilted his head, exactly like one of her triplets. And that tiny movement shattered everything she believed for 30 years. In the summer of 1981, life in Willow Creek was simple. Children played in yards, neighbors barbecued every Sunday, and the Carter triplets, Evan, Ethan, and Eli, were known around town as the 3 Echoes, because wherever one went, the other 2 followed. On August 18, their mother, Claire Carter, stepped inside for 2 minutes to take a pot off the stove. When she returned, the yard was silent. The little plastic truck they were pushing was still rocking, as if someone had grabbed the boys mid-motion. Police believed it was a kidnapping. The entire town searched the river, the cornfields, abandoned barns. Not a single footprint, not a single scream. It was as if the triplets had evaporated. But Claire never accepted the word, gone. For months she refused to sleep in her bedroom. She sat on the hallway floor every night, staring at the boys' door, because she swore she heard faint tapping, 3 soft knocks, in perfect rhythm. No one believed her. The sheriff said it was grief twisting itself into sound. But the knocks continued. 3 taps, silence, 3 taps again. And every time, her heart shattered all over again. Years passed. Nothing changed. The town slowly moved on, but Claire didn't. She kept their room exactly the same, small beds lined up in a row, each with the same faded blue blanket. By the early 2000s, Claire was older, quieter, and tired in a way that sleep couldn't fix. She finally decided to leave Willow Creek behind. She packed her bags and moved to Nevada to be closer to her sister. For the first time in decades, she thought she might be ready to breathe. But on one ordinary afternoon in 2011, everything snapped back open. Claire was at a small diner off Highway 50. The kind with creaky floors, mismatched mugs, and a view of the parking lot through a foggy window. She was stirring her coffee when a group of construction workers walked in. Hard hats tucked under their arms, boots muddy, sunburned faces. Normal, tired men on their lunch break. But one man, tall, lean, with sandy hair, stopped in the doorway and looked around the diner. And Claire's spoon slipped from her hand. She didn't recognize his face. Of course she didn't. The triplets would be men now. But what made her heart seize was the way he tilted his head while scanning the room. A tiny movement. A gentle lean to the right. The exact same habit her son Ethan had since birth. No one else could have noticed it. But a mother would. Her breath shook. Tears blurred her vision. Without thinking, she stood up so fast her chair crashed to the floor. The man looked at her, confused, but in his eyes she saw something worse than confusion. She saw fear. As if he knew exactly who she was. He turned and walked out the door. Claire chased him into the parking lot, shouting his childhood nickname, E. But he got into a truck and sped away before she could reach him. She fell to her knees on the asphalt, sobbing, begging the world not to take her sons twice. For the next 3 days, she stayed in her motel, shaking, replaying every second. Was she losing her mind? Had grief finally broken her? On the 4th day, she filed a report with Reno PD. The detective listened politely, but without evidence, there wasn't much they could do. Claire didn't stop. She returned to the diner every day for a week. Then 2. Then 3. She questioned workers, asked for surveillance footage, checked nearby job sites. Nothing. But on the 15th day, someone left an envelope outside her motel door. No name. No handwriting. Just a single photograph inside. A construction site trench. And standing near the edge of the trench, 3 young boys. The photo was old, grainy, sun-faded, but the boys looked exactly like her triplets at age 10. Same sandy hair. Same identical jackets. Same tilt of the head. On the back of the photo, someone had written. They were never missing. They were taken beneath. Claire collapsed onto the floor. She gave the photo to the police, but without location details, they were helpless. Still, the detective opened a missing children cold case review. 2 months later, while digging near an abandoned mining town for a new housing development, workers uncovered a sealed concrete chamber beneath the dirt, big enough for several people. It looked like a bunker. Inside were 3 small metal lunchboxes. Each one had a name scratched into the lid. Evan. Ethan. Eli. Inside each box was a lock of hair, a tiny toy, and a date carved with a knife. The date stopped in 1991. 10 years after the boys disappeared. The forensic team concluded the boys had lived for years underground, before their trail went cold. Claire sat outside the scene for hours, staring at the horizon. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She just whispered, "I knew I heard your knocks." The case is now officially open again. The man at the diner has never been identified. And somewhere in the Nevada desert, old tunnels stretch beneath the earth, tunnels no one has fully explored. Some believe the triplets never made it out. Others believe one of them did. And he's still hiding from whoever built that bunker. And Claire? She still sleeps with her motel door unlocked. Just in case she hears 3 soft knocks again.